Hey y'all, it's Cammie, a super fly girl from a little big world, also known as the 919. I know you're wondering, Cammie, what are we talking about? And just how did we get here? Well, let me tell you. Pen and Paper Podcast is bringing you all the feels of a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebodies just like you. I'm bringing to you real conversations, transparency, and a whole lot of love. This is for my dreamers, believers, and for sure, my debaters. So let's dive in together as we touch on topics of family, friendships, relationships, both inward and out, come on, love, music, beauty, and did I mention finances? Oh yeah, we're taking it there. Pen and Paper Podcast is what I like to call your one podcast fits all. Yes. And I can't wait to explore with all of my ladies and my fellas to get just the right perspective and a whole lot of laughs, of course. So sit back, relax, and let's put this pen to the paper, y'all. Welcome to season 2 of Pen and Paper Podcast, y'all. With much anticipation, I am so ready to share with you a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebody's just a little bit more this season. It's January and everybody knows what that means. Vision boards, yearly planners, and you know it, weight loss. Today, I have the honor of having the fitness guru and CEO of Spunky V LLC, Miss Natasha St. Natasha is an advocate for mental health, a model, and all about that positive energy. So without further ado, I want to get right into the conversation. It's so good to have you, Natasha.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. It's such an honor. So I kind of just want to get right into the conversation. So I have a quote. And it says that you don't have to be extreme. You just have to be consistent. So, you know, it's January, like I mentioned, and everybody's like really into like this fitness wave and wanting to get right. So tell us a little bit of how you decided to, to become a certified personal trainer, and how did, Spunky V LLC become?
So I'm going to try to sum it up real small.
Absolutely.
I can't be long-winded.
That's fine.
So it really wasn't a decision. It was something that just happened that I feel like was instilled in me, probably just deep down. So I started really working out like consistently. I'll say probably like 2018, 19. And I was going with my best friend to the gym. We'll do stuff inside the house at first, and then we're just like, we need to kind of venture out. So we started joining like some gyms in the community and in Raleigh, did some free programs. So I kind of like learned a lot more, and more so weightlifting, because I really wasn't doing a lot of that. Of course, everybody does, cardio and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
The weightlifting I wasn't really too familiar with. So we joined a gym, and I really learned a lot from those trainers there. And so when I was able to kind of do it on my own, then we left that program and went to like a regular gym that anybody can just go to, have a membership, because we knew what we were doing then. And it just kind of became like a lifestyle where it was more so like, I'm not going back. I like the way that I have changed. My body has changed. My mindset has changed. I like the way that I feel, especially doing therapy. It was like my therapy on the side. Basically saving me. So It was more so, well, I want to do something for myself. Like, what can I do? Because I really like helping other people. A lot of people are reaching out to me for help to train them. And I'm just like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But it's almost just like, you don't always have to be ready. You have to start somewhere. And training really wasn't like the biggest thing. So I came out with the Spunky V bands, my resistance bands.
Wow.
And so that's really how the business started. Like, that was the foundation. And I knew that it was other avenues that I wanted to bring into Spunky V, but that was literally just the first thing. And so I really just turned something that was a passion into a business.
I love it.
To branch off, like, I'm starting with this, I'm adding something else, I'm adding this service, I'm adding this, and just continuing to go with no limits, because there's really no limits. So it really just started from passion.
I love that. And so, as a business owner, I remember you mentioning about the band. So, what do you completely offer now that you've kind of expanded?
So I have the main thing that I'm doing right now in the pandemic is to thank, actually,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the virtual classes. So I have my Vigor Fit program. It was originally the 8 session class pack. And so we normally would do 4 weeks at a time, bring people in. We have the meal plan ideas. You get the workouts live with me 2 days a week. And then we had like written workouts for the other days that we wasn't live. But now we revamped when I came back after my maternity leave, and the program is called Vigor Fit. We have 3 live days that we work out together on Zoom. You have an accountability group via Facebook. We have the meal plan ideas. We do challenges, prizes, just to keep everybody going and motivated, dedicated, disciplined. It's also, the mental health piece is incorporated into there just to make sure that everybody is stable and feeling uplifted through their journey. So that's my main thing right now, the virtual classes. But I also do in-person classes on Saturdays right here in Raleigh. And that's my booty band class, but it's called Bands on Fire. And I do that class at the Locked In Body Lab, which is like Garner, Raleigh area.
Okay.
And that's every Saturday. So that is my consistent in-person class that I'm offering right now. As well as community events, like basically people can hire me for their events that they're having if they need a fitness instructor or somebody, to come and speak on mental health and fitness together. If they need me to come into like a corporate job or something and they're having like a health initiative, then I could be that person. I can
Absolutely.
basically like adapt to anything. Like, of course, my arena of fitness, I'm kind of differentiated. Like, I have my booty band classes, I do the strength training, resistance training, but I try to make it all fun. I also do like the dance fitness with my bands. So it just depends on the audience. I can adapt to it
I
for
love
sure.
that. I love that. And I love that you are incorporating the mental aspect as well with fitness, because we know that first it kind of starts off with your mental. You have to get your mindset to kind of move towards, what you want to do with your fitness goals. So the statement of people that, it says that I can't afford a gym membership. What should I do? So for those people that are like, well, right now, my finances are not quite there. What would you suggest for those people, that are just starting off?
I would suggest for one to speak to someone first.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Definitely speak to someone, not just, go behind anybody because somebody said that they like fitness and they're, starting to post something, but definitely go behind somebody that's had experience and hands-on experience and training and done research. And I would also say to, if they need something affordable, try to find something affordable because there
Absolutely.
are affordable fitness programs. And I will say that Vigor Fit is very affordable. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's only $20 a week. Like, that's the low ball or whatever. You got to get more and this, that, and the third. I'm like, no, this is my approach right now. And it's working
Absolutely.
for me. And it's been working for a lot of people. Of course, I can change it at any time if I want to because I'm the owner. But right now, this is what I want to do. And sometimes, of course, we need money and we have to pay bills. But sometimes it's not all about the money. It's more so for me, I like the results and the way that I make people feel and the relationships and the rapport building that comes along with this field. So definitely try to find something that fits you. Of course, strength training, resistance training is the most important. That's what I feel like gets you the results, and research proven gets you the results. So yeah, $20 a week working out live with somebody that knows what they're doing, that right there is a given. You spend $20 on food just stopping at a drive-through. So
Absolutely.
it's kind of like, what's your priority, and is this something that you really want?
That's so true. And so I guess the biggest thing is, if they become, a part of Vigor Fit and they want to, sort of get into the jump of things, how would you say is a good way to become, consistent with your working out and kind of keeping that motivation going? Because it's one thing to start off in the beginning of the year, but how do we keep that motivation throughout the year?
So that question, I'm going to say, is definitely a hard question because even for personal trainers, fitness instructors, coaches, or whoever, people just, working out all the time, we're obviously not always motivated.
Absolutely.
And just because, we post a picture or post a video or this is, what we're doing, it doesn't mean that we're motivated 365. And we have to also find that motivation and encouragement in ourselves or around us to be able to stay with it. So I just feel like, what I tell my people, even when we're doing a workout or exercise, I'm like, it's temporary pain, permanent gains. And one of my people in my program made that statement up. And so I always say it. We say it while we're working out, on the live, in the recordings, and it kind of just helps you and lets you know that this is temporary right now, but I'm doing it for the longevity because I want to feel good. I want to look good. And you have to realize that working out does have a lot of benefits. Of course, the mental part and the physical part. And a lot of depression, anxiety, and different things come from sometimes us not being happy with the way that we look and the way that we feel. And because of the fact that some people do not work out, there are benefits, the health benefits that will take them in a more healthier lifestyle. And so therefore, think about, do I want to be healthy? Do I want to live longer? Clinically proven? Then I need to think about those things. It's not just because, I'm tired today and I don't want to get up and work out. I'm going to start next week or I'm going to start next year.
Oh, yeah.
Start next.
Oh, yeah.
You'll already be somewhere in the middle. You'll already be at your goal maybe, or even like just progress, because it's progress, not perfection. So definitely just starting somewhere, and everybody stops. Everybody has days or weeks that they don't want to work out or that they're not being consistent. I have my days and weeks sometimes it's outside of me leading a group, but I have my own personal goals, away from that. So I'm like, I want to go to the gym today, but I'm tired or whatever. My baby kept me up. But it's no excuse. Get your rest and listen to your body, but at the same time, still reach for what you want to do. So
absolutely,
all I can really tell you is more so just you. Like nobody, it's this audio that I always hear on Instagram that people use on Reels. It's saying like, nobody's coming to help you. Nobody's going to push you. Nobody's going to do this. Like nobody's going to do that. At the end of the day, you really have to just do it for yourself. So
that is so true. And I love that. And so I guess for me, Natasha, how I feel about it is like you said, like starting somewhere is like the biggest part. Like I feel like with fitness or anything in life, you got to just get to the point of starting. And I think for people that are listening, like everybody's into like planning and getting planners. So if you know that fitness is one of your goals, definitely look into getting a planner. I think that's also important to kind of prioritize that, so that you have that solid balance to kind of like make sure that, okay, even if I'm working, even if I'm, going out with friends, you still make time for your fitness. So that's really good that you made that point. So some people should say, what should I eat? How much should I work out? What should I drink? So how do they find the answers to these fitness questions that I know are going through their minds right now?
So definitely talk to a fitness professional.
Absolutely.
Also have Google for just basic knowledge. And then some things, are just kind of a given when it comes to the eating part. Of course, some people might need like a dietitian or something. I'm not a dietitian, so I don't like to go too deep into detail of nutrition, just the basics. And that's really what a trainer or a coach is, supposed to be able to do, just give you the basics. And I try not to make it too hard because I know even from my own personal journey, like this is what I did and this is what works for me, but it might not work for the next person. So Absolutely. It does have to be personalized, but at the same time, do not try to make the meal planning or the prepping super hard to where you have to follow all of these recipes and try to cook all of these extravagant meals with all of these extravagant ingredients. Like, no, you just want to get your basics, get your meat, like your protein, get your carbs, your fats. You want to do some shrimp, you want to do some broccoli, you want to do some rice, like basically eat the same things over and over.
Absolutely.
And you'll get in the habit of literally just eating those things to the point to where when it's time for you to go grocery shopping, whether you go in person, whether you do on Amazon Fresh, you do Instacart, you're literally going to be putting the same things in your cart because this is the lifestyle that you're choosing to live. Of course, you might go get something different sometimes. Of course, you might go out to eat, but you also have options at those places to choose something healthier. And you can have a cheat meal, but I always say, cheat meal, you need to be able to earn that because
Absolutely.
You can't start working out today and then by the weekend you're like, oh yeah, I gotta have a cheat meal. You just started. You haven't got that.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
no, you cannot have a cheat meal yet because then it's going to always be a cheat meal. So I definitely just, recommend starting to practice certain things. And once you practice something for at least 28 days, 30 days, then you're going to get in the mode to say that this is pretty easy. You're not going to want to stop at McDonald's or Wendy's or any of those places. And especially after you see the difference of how food that you're cooking at home makes you feel versus
Oh yeah.
food that you shouldn't be eating in the first place. Of course, sometimes you have to grab something to eat because it depends on the time or the place, or you have to hurry up and get something. Like, do not starve yourself. I'm definitely not promoting that.
Right.
But if you plan, like you're saying, like the planner, everything, if you plan for things, it can work out. And if you keep certain things in your home, it can work out. Don't buy foods that you do not need to be eating because then it's going to make it harder for you to stay away from those foods.
That's so true. And so I guess when we think about working out and dieting, some people can argue that, okay, well, I may not eat the best, but I work out and that kind of like makes up for that. Or you have the other side of the people that say, well, I eat healthy, but I don't feel like working out. So which do you think is more important, like when it comes to the debate versus when people are trying to like basically choose between the two?
I'm not even gonna say I'm in the middle because
Okay.
it's really the 80-20. It's the 80 is the eating portion and then the 20 is the working out.
Wow.
So eating is definitely important. And of course, like you said, some people are like, well, I can eat whatever I want to eat and I just work out a little
Oh
bit
yeah.
and I'm fine. And that might be the case. It might be their genes, whatever. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy just because you work out. So if you want to balance and bring those two things together, then you eat clean and you work out. But the 80% is definitely the eating cleaner. Not saying you got to go vegan, you got to be vegetarian, none of that stuff, but just eating cleaner, just changing your way of eating. And I don't even like using the word diet because I don't follow
Absolutely.
diets. But some people, if that works for them, then that's perfectly fine. I know a lot of people like to do like intermittent fasting and things like that. A lot of people have used it and it does work for them. But the way that I work out, because I'm very intense with my workouts and I work out too much, I need to be eating around the clock.
Absolutely.
So I can afford to not eat at these hours or whatnot and then try to get all of my calories in for this one window. So it just really depends on the person, their body type, age, size, all of that good stuff. But I definitely don't promote diets. More so just eating clean and getting your workout in.
I love that. And so what are your favorite go-to workouts when it comes to working out at home and doing your classes? What are some go-to things that some people can kind of do at home just to get a jump start into their good year?
Definitely squats are my favorite.
Okay.
Of course, if you're doing it correctly and with form, adding some resistance to it with my bands. Of course, adding some dumbbells. Definitely putting that strength training component into it. So squats would be my first thing. I love lunges. I love jumps. That's like my HIIT cardio piece.
Okay.
What else? I love glute bridges, glute raises, hip thrusts, anything that has to do with the bottom side. Trying to grow that.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. And if we're talking about, just at home, like you can definitely do those things at home. You can switch some things out for the things that you don't have, like that would be at the gym. Even if you have some 10-pound dumbbells, like weights matter. So people are just like, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to look manly.
Right.
Okay, girl, you don't lift any weights, but but you're not going to get exactly where you want to be at.
Absolutely.
You be okay, and not saying that you're not going to be healthy and you're not going to have a nice banging shape, but there are so many benefits to the weightlifting part. Not saying you're going to be a bodybuilder. I'm not a bodybuilder.
Right.
But lifting weights that's definitely the move, and I'm just going to stick with that.
I love that. And so, what are some of your, I guess when you have your clients, what are some things that they kind of come to you about and then they're kind of able to get fixed once they come to you?
Well, I would say, of course, number one, losing weight.
Okay.
I want to lose this amount of pounds. I want to basically get bigger glutes.
Okay.
I want to more so just build strength. I want to get stronger. I want to build a stronger core. I want to be able to do a push-up, like those different things. People have, from the reviews that I've gotten over the 2 years that I've been in business, and even before I was officially in business, more so even the confidence,
Wow.
the self-esteem, literally being able to put on clothes that they wasn't able to put on at first, feeling good, looking good, like all of that stuff that you hear people say, like that definitely does matter. But more so, like the building the strength, correcting form, from doing exercises wrong before, just being able to like go into an exercise or finish a 30-minute, 45-minute workout without feeling strained and drained and hurting muscles. I mean, unless it's some good hurt, that's what I like to call it. But those type of things, just literally the changes because of the time that they're taking to put into the workouts and actually not try to rush the process. Not saying like, oh, I was working out for a week, but I don't see no results, so I'm gonna just stop.
Absolutely.
Like, no, these people are sticking with it. Like I have people that are still with me and were with me from the beginning, and their results are crazy.
Wow.
And they just feel totally different. And so, yeah, that type of thing is what makes me keep going and just motivates me. And I always tell them, like, y'all think that I'm motivating y'all, like y'all motivating me.
I love that.
Perfect, and I definitely have my days where I'm just like, I was gonna lay in bed today.
Wow.
But yeah, y'all motivated me. We had a good class, so I'm glad that I got up and didn't make an excuse not to coach y'all.
That is so awesome. And I'm glad that you're the trainer that you are pushing them to be greater, but you're also able to kind of like get something from them as well. So that's really awesome to hear. So as we come to a close for the show, it's so awesome to have you up here. And so I want you to give the people a piece of advice. So something a little different that we haven't quite touched on, but they need something to kind of keep going and to jumpstart what they want to become their fitness journey.
I would just say that start somewhere.
Absolutely.
Like definitely start somewhere. I get a lot of DMs or comments and stuff saying like, "Oh, I need to join you," or "I need to do that," or whatever. And I'll call people out real quick because I would like for somebody to
It's
call
me. It's me. I'm guilty. I am so guilty.
I'm not even talking about you, but just like literally a lot of people do that. Whether it's family, friends, people I know, whoever. And I'm just like, okay, well, do it. That's all I can tell you. Like I'm not the person to, like, I'll definitely follow up with people if I have to, if I feel like they were really interested or something. But I'm not the pushy person to keep on coming back to you. Be like, so are you gonna join?
Absolutely.
Here's the link. Like, go ahead and join. Like, no, because I feel like that's a disservice to myself and to them because it's more so like a waste of time.
Absolutely.
Because it's only going to work when you're ready. Because I'm gonna stay ready. But when you're ready, then that's when we can work together, and then it's going to be a better rapport building because you're actually ready to do it. You're not going to feel pushed or pressured into doing something that you're not ready to do. So it's more so just starting somewhere, and when you do start, stay consistent. Do not rush the process. Just continue to build your education, your knowledge, and I am actually still furthering my education. I'm
awesome.
Not certified in training yet. I'm literally in the process of becoming certified in actual personal trainer because a personal trainer is not what I actually set out to be.
Wow.
I'm more so like a fitness instructor that is able to help people and I've seen how I've been able to change lives through training, whether it's group or individual. And so it's more so just continuing to further your knowledge, your education, and incorporating that mental health aspect into it. And I also wanted to include from an earlier question that we had talked about, like what my business is offering. I'm also trying to incorporate some focus groups, like clinical mental health focus groups.
Wow.
To touch on and incorporate how that all comes together with the mental and the physical aspect. And so that was my overall goal with Spunky V and the foundation from the beginning. And it's going to be a goal.
Absolutely.
Therefore, like from the beginning when I first wrote everything down, it was Spunky Vigorletics, LLC, dedicated effort, mentally fit. That's what it is. And so because of my love for mental health, and I am licensed to practice, so I am a licensed clinical social worker associate. And so I'm definitely not throwing that away. It's all going into with my certified personal trainer certification. So definitely just wanted to put that in there and for people to get ready because it's about to happen.
Absolutely. And y'all, I always like to give a piece of advice. And my advice would be, of course, to stay motivated in whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's fitness, whether it's to start a business, whatever it is. It's the beginning of the year. So it's always good to kind of, start strong so you can finish strong. So, Miss Natasha, if you could tell the people where they can find you, where they can reach your business, and if they want to contact you, please tell the people where they can find you.
Definitely. Let me slide over a little bit because it's actually
Absolutely.
right there. You can find me at Spunky Vigorletics LLC on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram has a underscore before the LLC. My email and everything is also on my social media pages. If you just want to click right there where it says message. My website, spunkyvigorletics.com. Literally everything on there. If you're getting at me through social media, I have a link tree that has the link to my in-person classes, which is Bands on Fire on Saturdays. It also has the Vigor Fit sign up on there, and it also has my Spunky Vigorletics store online where you can get my bands.
Yes.
Right here. My bands. I have the Melanin collection right now, but they're somewhere else. But yeah, so they come in light, medium, and heavy resistance levels. I also have apparel. I have these t-shirts. I think my dedicated effort mentally fit is on the back of it. I have dry fit, women's and men's, tank tops for working out. I have other resistance bands for upper body movement. There's a lot of things up there, so just go check out my website. But definitely my resistance bands were the first thing that came out for Spunky V, and definitely kind of moved some mountains during the pandemic and has really gotten big.
Absolutely.
Around the triangle and everywhere. Like my bands are across different states, so definitely thank God for that. But check me out, spunkyvigorletics.com.
Yes, I love it. And so, y'all, you heard her. Be sure to reach out. And, y'all, I just want to say stay tuned for more episodes this season, y'all. We have so many more guests to come, but I just want to thank Miss Natasha for being here to start us off strong. All right, y'all, we're out. Be sure to listen and stream this podcast on all podcast platforms. And oh yes, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Pen and Paper Podcast. And y'all already know, we are giving a little bit of everything for a whole lot of somebodies, just like you. I'll see y'all on the next episode.